Back here at Ground Zero now, and the heroes after this event, the soldiers who went to take the battle to Osama bin Laden and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Jared Martinez stands out among them. He was wounded in Iraq, badly wounded. So many operations, it doesn't even bear repeating. You would think with all he had been through, he would be bitter, he would be angry, but in the countless appearances I've had with him over the years, he's always upbeat. So every time I find myself whining about an ache or a headache, I think of what he's been through, and I shut up. And he reminds me, Neil, you should shut up. J.R. Martinez joins us right now in Phoenix. And to add insult to injury to J.R., he has now become a big soap opera star, which really bothers me. But J.R., very good to see you again. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Neil. It's always good to see you.
Same here. You know, you and I have chatted about this over the years, and a lot of folks say that taking this fight to Iraq was extending the battle plan way beyond what was necessary. You've always argued just the opposite. But these arguments fester yet again on this 10-year anniversary. What do you say?
You know, it's being a soldier. One thing we always do, we all volunteer to serve in our armed forces and to, you know, volunteer to sacrifice to go overseas. And whatever our commander-in-chief says that he feels that we need to be, that's where we go. However, I mean, it has been 10 years, and now having been home for 8 years and having witnessed countless amount of service members who not only have lost their lives, but a lot of lives being altered and families' lives being altered, I mean, you start to kind of wonder, you know, did we kind of rush too soon? And, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, what I focus on is there's only so much we can really do while the men and women are over there. It's now take care of the men and women when they come home and help them transition back into being everyday Americans and give that same opportunity that I've been given throughout my career.
You've argued we have to take care of our troops. We have to take those not only wounded, but those who still serve and remember their spouses. Very tough being a military spouse, but we tend to give short shrift, don't we?
No, it's easy. It's easy to forget. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in our world today, and you know, it's one thing about 9/11 being 10 years ago. I mean, I remember I was in high school when I was a senior in high school, looking up at the TV and seeing, you know, I lived 1,500 miles away from New York City, and not knowing how my life was going to be affected by the tragedies that were happening in New York, let alone the 3,000 people who, you know, innocent lives that were taken on that day. So, I mean, it's easy to forget, but, you know, it's important for, you know, people like yourself to have, you know, me on, which I'm grateful for, or other, you know, individuals that were in the service and that have paid a price, that have served, whether actively, continuously, have been wounded or have given their life, a family of a loved one who's given their life. I mean, it's important for us to be vocal and to share. We're still here. We exist. And, you know, even though this war is happening thousands of miles away, they're happening because of people like me that are in your backyard. So we have to be reminded that we have to show that support to our men and women and their families.
J.R., thank you for all your service. Like I say, the only thing that I resent is your soap opera success, but I'll leave it at that. But J.R. Martinez, seriously, my friend, very, very good seeing you. Thank you for all you've done for the country. J.R. Martinez, Iraq War vet.